I'm an addiction therapist, and these are the 5 most biologically addictive TV shows. Measuring a TV show's addictiveness is not an exact science. However, I use these 5 objective measures to make it as accurate as possible. First is bingeability factor, basically how many people watch multiple episodes in a row. Number 2, like substance addictions, we're looking at dopamine triggers, and this can be from things like plot twists, cliffhangers, even emotional highs and lows that spike the brain's reward system. Number 3 is cultural impact, basically how shows dominated social media, memes, or conversations. Number 4 is viewer retention, how quickly people come back to watch the show again. Number 5 is psychological attachment, how people form bonds with certain characters and storylines. All right, let's get into the list and see if you agree. Let's kick the list off with Breaking Bad. This show had a huge cultural impact. It was actually kind of stressful to watch because you had a lot of unpredictability, the highs, the lows, the intense stakes, and this really spiked those dopamine levels and brought people coming back for more. At number 4, we have the ultimate comfort show, and that is The Office. It had that lighthearted humor that helped lower your anxiety, let you escape, and became extremely bingeable and quotable. Number 3, we have Game of Thrones, and this one was also highly unpredictable. You never knew when your favorite character could die. You had those emotional highs and lows, and you were really attached to the story and the characters, not to mention some of those sexy scenes. At number 2, you have one of the most rewatched shows of all time, and that is Friends. A lot of those characters were highly likable. It also had lighthearted humor and a really high concentration of jokes, and this really brings people back for those nostalgic vibes. At number 1, we have Stranger Things, and it makes sense because people were really attached to these lovable characters, and it had some of the biggest cliffhangers after each episode that brought people coming back, and Netflix even had to change their release strategy because so many people were watching the whole thing in an entire day. Alright, so do you agree with my list, or what TV show do you find most addictive? And be sure to follow along if you want to know the top 5 most addictive movies.